What's good, YouTube? Your boy ATK Reacts, better than reaction today. This is my first time watching this channel, but just from the title alone, I already know I had to click on this video. Shout out to TommyNFG. We about to get to my first reaction, and I'm expecting big things because you picked a good topic that I need to speak on. So without further ado, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell so I don't post, and you can join my Discord link in the description down below. And let's get this reaction. All right, y'all. This is TommyNFG Fraudulent characters. Now, I personally got a few fraudulent characters that I believe that are fraudulent on my mind, and I'm gonna speak about them in the video, but hopefully they are in the video. Let's get to it.
Out there portrayed to be the best of the best.
That's facts.
Whether it's someone that's been building up hype for the people watching, only to get folded in a nanosecond of their appearance, or just a person that's never about it and can't finish a job. This category of characters is known as fraudulent characters. Typically, people talk about anime characters being fraud specifically, but man, there sure is a lot of characters outside of anime that can hold the fraud status, so let's run through it. The first character I'm starting with, and I know this might be controversial, but Batman. Batman being one of the
Wait a minute, I gotta hear about this one.
Has one major flaw. He doesn't kill. I've always wondered why Gotham has been ran through with the worst of the worst villains that ever exist. But the answer is the most obvious thing ever. If I'm a villain in the Batman universe in another city and my other villain friend messages me like, psst, hey, so we know the hero's killing this city, and you're probably gonna die doing a crime here. But if I told you about this little city called Gotham, I'd be running my ass here to commit crimes.
He's kind of cooking.
Tomorrow, the worst,
a little bit.
I see a POV of this man like this, and proceed to get the daylights beat the f out of me.
Yeah, that's true.
But hey,
he's kind of cooking.
I'll still be alive and be up on my feet to commit some crimes in no time. And I know, I can already hear some people saying it.
I hear you.
Tommy,
I heard he's saying
he doesn't kill because he has a strict moral code and he doesn't want to stoop to the low level of the villains, which I don't really understand at all, because if anything,
they be
he's making more innocent people die for no reason by these villains' hands, rather than just murking the villains, which is like 10 people. And by the way, Gotham has 10 million people, so that's killing 10 villainous people for 10 million other lives. And how much more evil acts is it gonna take to happen in Gotham before it realizes that this shit ain't gonna work out? Like, buddy, you've been doing this whole peace thing since 1939. That's 85 years. How many more hospitals does the Joker have to blow up? How many more deadly riddles does the Riddler have to play on innocent civilians? And how many more villainous actions does the Penguin have to do? Wait, come to think of it, I have zero clue what the Penguin does. What the f does this do again? He probably robs every McDonald's he's come cross by. All I know is that he's up to no good. Like, at this point, you should know that the Joker is definitely not going to change anytime soon. Apparently, the Joker's first appearance in the DC Comics is in 1940. And for a little reference, this man has been Batman's arch nemesis 24 years before segregation ended. 5 years before the man with the mustache ended his life, and yet you still have to take his life. Apparently, from what I've researched online, there is some comic versions where he does kill, but even in those, he's only killed the Joker twice. And to be honest, comics are
like
kind of
80 years?
There'd be like a million different alternative timelines that aren't even in the same universe. Like, why the f is the Joker pregnant in one of the comics? Oh lord. This is why I'm kawaii and I stick to superior comics. But if it was me personally, I'm killing the Joker and swooping in on Harley Quinn because, scratch that actually. Don't kill all the villains in Gotham. I need Harley Quinn.
Now Harley, she a little too crazy for me.
I'm getting lost. The point is, it's a win-win.
But I see what you're cooking up.
God is the character from Fortnite, Invincible. Before I even get into this one, once again, I can already hear, but Tommy, in the comics, man, I swear, he's a different breed. Like, you just got, well, I'm illiterate and at a 3rd grade reading level. I'm going off everything I've seen in the show, okay? It's funny how Mark Grayson is supposed to be the main character of Invincible. And typically for a main character of a superhero show, you expect them to be going crazy and folding. You gotta build it up, man. You gotta build it up. But Mark is the absolute punching bag of the show.
I ain't gonna lie. I understand what you're saying. It just hurt hearing that because I love Invincible so much, bruh. So for you to say that, I feel like you disrespected Invincible a little too much. But I feel what you're saying. I feel what you're saying.
A couple of times where I saw this man actually
he get punched on a lot.
Every other time, he's getting folded by miscellaneous characters in the show. Like the time when the school bully started to pummel the shit out of him. I understand he gotta hold back to keep his identity secret and all, but it don't mean you gotta get folded by this future domestic abuser. Or the time when he was getting folded by this half-human, half-hybrid thing. Just look at this frame right here. If another man has his whole palm covering your head, you can consider that you lost the fight. This is more embarrassing than getting pantsed in front of the host. In another fight, he gets folded by this tiger dude, and he gets disrespected disrespected so badly.
That's different.
Guy opens his mouth and licks the blood off his
This one's different. That's a little different.
Kind of looks like he's getting off to it. This whole scene feels weird. And of course we can't forget about well, you know how this story goes. I think this clip sums up how that story went.
I understand the first two.
Died at birth.
The next character we got is Greg Heffley. Now, I know this might seem like a little bit of an odd choice, but hear me out for a second.
Explain.
In the Diary of a Wimpy Kid books and movies, Greg Heffley's portrayed as the all-time GOAT. We read the books from his perspective, so a lot of times we tend to feel bad for him when something happens. But in all reality, Greg Heffley is the biggest loser in his entire town. Like, first off, why are you writing an entire diary book from your perspective that makes you have no faults? Which is why nowadays everyone realizes that the whole time he was just a sociopath. Was there ever a time you saw Greg Heffley doing a good thing just because? Hell nah, this man is no different than the greedy business people in the Fortune 500s. Like, Greg will swear he's one of the cool and popular kids at school all the time, only to get shoved in lockers and be given wet willies by the bullies. It's like that one kid in high school who hovers around all the popular kids because he's considered like a third party to them. Where's my invite type of person. That's Greg Heffley. And we could also include a where's my hug app because Greg Heffley is one of the biggest.
Yeah, I forgot about the little one.
Man spent a whole summer with Holly Hills just to never get anywhere. This man would be having daydreams about how their future life would be and their future kids. Like, this is just a different level.
Bro, I forgot about that book low key.
I don't even know what advice I'd give my friend if he's in this type of friend zone. And don't get me started on how he treats my man's Rowley. Honestly, Rowley should have been the main character of the story because he was really him. While Greg was struggling.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the movie
Rowley
too.
Had hosed by the line. And I'll never forget when this man Greg broke Rowley's arm by throwing a football at a tricycle. Notice that the arm cast was getting Rowley hella attention at school.
Everybody.
So then he tried to pull up with a fake cast to the school just to get attention from people. Greg is one of the worst friends of all time. The fact that Rowley even sticks with this man still is shocking. Like, there's a scene in the book where he imagines Rowley as his dog in the future. Have you ever thought of one of your friends as a dog ever? If you have, you need some serious therapy help. The whole Diary of a Wimpy Kid book series is really gaslighting himself into being the hero all the time. The next character we got is Dexter from Dexter.
Whoa, what you talking about?
Half British, half accent kid always used to get on my nerves.
What?
The reason why I call Dexter a fraud is because this man is supposed to be the world's greatest inventor, has an IQ of 140, but not a single one of this man's plans ever work out in the show. How do you have a whole underground laboratory hidden from your parents and the public, yet nothing useful ever comes from it? Like, if we really think of it, Dexter could have damn near cured cancer at this point, found the cure for AIDS, but he does things like aging himself up in an episode to hook up with his babysitter. This is a real thing that happened in one of the episodes. Never forget, even horniness gets to the smartest of smart men. And don't get me started on Dee Dee's ass. Like, Dexter, why have you not handled her at this point? She be prancing and dancing into the lab like it's nothing. With his smarts, he could build a whole military security system to keep that out because she owns everything. But he don't got the wits or something to tell her to get the out. And the last character we got is Tom from Tom and Jerry. One of the most iconic duos to ever
Jerry locked in.
But we gotta be honest with ourselves here for a second. This man Tom is a fraud. Tom and Jerry came out in 1940, which is kind of funny considering it's the same time the Joker released and their two iconic rivalries. And yet has Tom been able to catch Jerry? Unlike Batman 2, there isn't multiple universes for Tom and Jerry where he's actually managed to catch Jerry. No, this man has legit never caught Jerry in some kind of kerfuffle they got into. And for the amount of times Jerry has done Tom dirty, I would have been packed him out. Jerry has done evil things like stick needles up Tom's ass. I wish this was a joke too. You stick anything up my ass, my nigga, consider yourself dead. Stuck mouse traps on his fingers, hit his whole foot with a hammer, baked him alive? I'll be wondering
Jerry a goat though.
Deserve some of these punishments. Jerry might just be a psychopath. If he was a human, he would probably be a serial killer. The closest Jerry got to dying in the show was the one episode where him and Tom ended themselves. I still don't know how this episode passed to be aired. Like, this was insane. But even then, Tom was taking himself out too, so it really doesn't count. It's even worse that Tom is a cat because cats are known to be Mouse's #1 predator. Like, I could talk from personal experience, okay? My own cat will leave the house in the morning like it's a 9 to 5, then come back 8 hours later with a dead mouse in her.
Oh, nah.
up, and it kind of
see that cat can't come at my house.
Natural hunters, so they just do that. Yeah, with all the widget gadgets Tom uses for Jerry, he's yet to catch him. So yeah, I think that's gonna wrap it up. Really, I could do more, but I want to save it for a potential part 2 in the future. So let me know who I should potentially add to the next one. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, I love you guys consensually. And until next time, I'm out.
Hey, that was a good one, bro. Shout out to TommyNFG. Make sure I go to his page, hit that sub and that like button over there, bro. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I've been waiting to say this whole video. You know who I believe deserves to be on that list? If y'all watch Bleach, y'all know there's a captain that controls ice. Now don't get me wrong, and when I first heard about it, when I seen the character design, I was like, yo, this is one of the toughest characters I ever seen, bro. But from the way they gassed him up for being the youngest dude, they be that strong. This man, like he wants some battles, right? He wants some battles, but he's not what I thought he should be, bro. I had high hopes for him, man. I really did. He never lived up to them, in my opinion. So I believe, I don't even remember his name. I don't even remember his name, but y'all know what I'm talking about. He should be on this right here, bro. He should be on this list. But let me know who y'all think should be on the list as well down below. Do y'all think this list was valid? Me personally, I ain't gonna lie, I hurt seeing Invincible on there. But other than that, I think this list is definitely valid. But shout out to TommyNFG one more time. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that sub button. If y'all not part of the Discord, links down in the description down below. Y'all can join Discord anytime y'all want. And also hit that notification bell so when I post. It's your boy ATK Reacts, and we out of here.